Time Factor in Success by Ifeanyi Atueyi. I tried to find out what time is and its significance in life, and observed that it has no simple universal definition. It has no simple definition. It is defined in different contexts. In physics, it is defined by its measurement. It is what a clock reads. It is a scalar quantity like mass, length, and charge. In chemistry, the rate of reaction can be defined as the decrease in the concentration of reactants per unit time, or the increase in the concentration of the product per unit time. In management, time management refers to managing time effectively so that the right time is allocated to the right activity. Effective time management allows individuals to assign specific time slots to activities as per their importance. As a matter of fact, man just applies time to knowledge. Time has provided invisible demarcation in the world, dividing it into zones. A zone is a region of the globe that observes a uniform standard time. There are 24 time zones in the world. In the USA alone, there are 6 time zones. Man applies time in all his endeavors, but the truth is that God created time, and we live our lives in times and seasons. This is why we cannot live forever. Nothing on earth that relates with times and seasons lasts forever. On the other hand, God lives in eternity with no beginning and no end. He is not limited to times and seasons. 2 Peter 3 verse 8 says, "But do not overlook this fact, beloved, that the Lord one day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day." By human understanding, there is a vast difference between one day and 1,000 years. But to God, there is no difference. The delay of 1,000 years is like putting off anything for an hour is to us. An account of how time was created is given in the book of Genesis. Chapter 1, verse 3 to 5 says, "Then God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light. God saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, one day." Verse 14 says, "Then God said, 'Let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years.'" God made 2 great lights, the greater light to govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night. He made the stars also. With the greater light, which is sun, and the lesser light, which is moon, and also the stars, God created days, morning and evening, constituting one day, to mark times and seasons. This enables us to have divisions in seconds, minutes, and hours, and also weeks, months, and years. It is noteworthy that the first thing God created after the heavens and the earth was light in the earth that had been formless and void, with darkness over the surface of the deep and the Spirit of God hovering over the waters. My deduction is that time originated from light, which is the source of all forces. We live in times and seasons. Everything on earth is controlled or limited by times and seasons, and therefore temporary. Man will be immortal in the eternal if not limited by time. With the knowledge of times and seasons, we can manage our lives. In order to live a successful life, we must understand the essence of times and seasons and do everything at the proper time. That is why Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 says, "To everything there is a season and a time for every matter or purpose under heaven." I believe that on this statement hinges all of man's successes and failures. Timing makes all the difference in our lives. It is vitally important. The secret to peace with God is to discover and accept God's perfect timing. Moving ahead without God's timing is simply heading towards crisis. King Solomon expanded this truth about time when he wrote, "He has made everything beautiful in his time." Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11. The children of Isaac were said to have understanding of the times. 1 Chronicles 12:32. And as a result, their knowledge and judgment provided needed help in making decisions for the nation of Israel. Our political leaders today need to understand the times in order to get the country out of the recent recession. Church leaders need understanding of the times in order to make the gospel relevant to people's lives. Businesses are controlled by times and seasons. A business that fails to understand times and seasons may be promoting certain products at the wrong season. For instance, during winter in temperate regions, clothing shops do not sell summer dresses. Your time is your life. Management of your time means management of your life. Benjamin Franklin said, "Do you love life? Then do not squander time, for that's the stuff that life is made of."